Hi you guys, and thank you so much for tuning into my channel. So today I'm gonna be going over how we made this oven cover. Do you wanna know? Stay tuned. All right, you guys. So today I'm gonna be showing you how we made this oven cover. Some people call them noodle boards. I've been seeing them go around on Etsy and I almost bought one. And then I showed my man, I'm like, can we make this ourselves? And he's like, yeah, that looks super easy. I'm like, okay. So I ran my little happy booty over to Lowe's because I wanted the same type of hardware that we put on our cabinets, and I was able to grab it. It's a little bit bigger, which is perfect because there are handles to lift it off. So then I came home and I measured the oven, length and width, and then we took a ride over to Home Depot. I love going to Home Depot for all my projects. So we go to Home Depot, we grabbed the piece of wood. He had to cut it down a little for the bottom, and then 2 pieces of wood for the sides. That's all that I needed, and a can of paint, and we came home and started getting to work. And I'm sure you guys are hearing like water trickling behind me. It's because I literally have my turtle tank right here. So that is what you're hearing because it's so close to me. So I'm sorry. But I did want to take you along with making this noodle board, oven cover, whichever, because like I said, I know a lot of people are doing this right now. They're trying to make them or they're buying them. So I thought this might be a good video if you want to see something that's simple and easy that you can do.
Okay guys, so right here, he's just using his saw to cut the 2 pieces for the sides. He's just cutting them both together. And then here he's putting it on his table saw and cutting the length for the actual board that will be covering the entire oven. And then here, just to take out these little rough edges, I just used a little sandpaper to get those off to clean them up. I went ahead and used this Gorilla Glue just on the bottom of the 2 side trim pieces just to keep them there. And then I went ahead and used these little clamps to hold those in place so it can dry 100%. Okay guys, so I removed the clamps and I am putting it upside down. I'm gonna go ahead and just do a 1 coat for the bottom. I'm just putting it on top of a box. I'm gonna spray paint it because it looks like we're gonna get some rain soon. So I'm gonna try to get this done so I can at least do the bottom today. So the following day I flipped it over and I did 2 coats on the top, and this is the completed top. So now let's start the vinyl. And now for this part, I went ahead and created my design already. I just put happiness is homemade. And then I found a little slicing knife, kitchen knife to put there to add a little bit of flair. So now I'm going to go ahead and see where I need to place my vinyl on my mat. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell it what kind of vinyl I am using. I'm going to tell it that I'm going to be using it on a permanent vinyl so it knows how deep to cut.
Okay guys, so I went ahead and got my 12 by 24 board loaded, and I cut a little past 19 just to give me a little bit more room when doing it. So this is just a regular black vinyl prepared already on my mat, and let's go ahead and get this cut. So the best way to take this off without it totally curling up is basically turning it over and pulling the board away from the vinyl. Okay, so I'm gonna try to weed this so you can see. If I turn this light on, it gives you a glare, and I don't want you to have that glare, so I'm just gonna do it like this. I use my the straight tool, the same tool that I use all the time. So basically what I do is I lift up one corner to start it, and then we're going to get the bulk of the vinyl off, and then we'll go back in and clean it up.
Just don't rush the process. You don't want something to lift up and not know it. And just make sure you don't let the vinyl, the sticky part of the vinyl, touch what you're doing, or else it'll pull it up. So that does take the bulk out, but I do have some things that need to come out here and in between all of my words. So let's go ahead and clean it up. Okay, so happiness is homemade and everything is all nice and cleaned up. So now I need to add my transfer paper so I can transfer it to my stove cover. Okay, so I'm going to only peel back a couple inches. So I'm just gonna peel back that much for now. Then I flip it over and do it harder. And when you go to peel this back, basically it's easier if you kind of fold this and work at it being folded, because then it kind of keeps it down, it helps. But sometimes, yeah, so like if it wants to roll up, you can kind of push it back down. So same thing with this, just don't rush it. If you need to go back in. So it's transferred. Now let's go put it on the board. Okay, so we're gonna try this again. This one I accidentally dropped, and yeah, and now it's full of like sawdust and stuff that's on the garage floor. So that's not going to work. So I had to redo, and I cut another one, so this one is no good.
And this is the one we are going to be using. So let me kind of line it up. All right, I'm gonna call that done. So let's that's it. Okay, so now I need to put a clear coat on. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and spray a clear enamel over the top just to kind of make sure my vinyls stay down. They don't want to stick 100% on this painted wood, so I think this will help keep everything down.
I went over a few different coats, lightly coats, just so I can make sure that the vinyl stays placed and it's all nice and coated.
Okay, so I can kind of make a little template so I can get the holes correct. I lined up the plastic bag that it came in, and I just used a razor blade and went like I did a little circle in each one, so I can now lay this down and I know the measurements between each hole. Okay, so I used my template, and through the little hole I've marked with the pencil. So there is my template for that side. And then I just measured the exact same over here for this side. So now I have my drill holes.
So he's using his drill with the drill bit so he can go ahead and make the holes in the spots that I already marked for him. So then here he's using a bigger drill bit just to go in the end of it. So when we put the screw in, it actually sits flush and it will not scratch the top of my oven. Now to put the screws on to complete the handles, and we are done. Okay, so handles are completely on. I'm gonna let it just sit in the sun for a couple hours to kind of cure the vinyl a little bit more before bringing it inside. But there you have it. Okay, you guys, so here is the final outcome. I think it came out super, super cute. It fits it perfectly, and I am in love with it. I think it looks so cute. Not only did we do this together, like we did our cabinets, our flooring, our backsplash, but it was just something simple that we could do over the weekend, and I think it looks so much better. When I was done, I literally just stood here in the kitchen staring at it. Like, I think it makes it look so much better. Not only does it liven up the kitchen because instead of the black, dark, dreary like area, it's livened up because it's white. So I think it just brightens up the area. It just makes it more inviting and vibrant. I'm like, why didn't I think of this before? Oh, because I never knew what it was before. So now I have it. I'm super, super glad. And if I ever want to change the vinyl on top, I can just take it off, sand it, put another one, repaint it, do whatever. So it's gonna be super easy. So again, I wanted to show you how we made it. So comment down below and let me know, what did you think about it? Do you think it looks super easy? Do you have one? Do you want one? Are you now gonna try to make one? Comment down below. Your positive interaction means the world, and I greatly do appreciate it, as I greatly appreciate every single one of you guys. So until next time, you know that drill. Keep a smile on that gorgeous face of yours, and I'll see you on the next one.
Bye. Crafty crew, out.